Hey everybody, I'm Cass.
I'm Arya, and thank you for listening to our podcast, Wayward Sisters. Today's episode is going to be Deanmon or Demon Dean. And, we all wish we had more of it. We only got the 3 episodes. And I'm so sad because I waited so long to see Demon Dean, and we only got 3 episodes.
Me, every time we saw the red shirt going, oh my gosh, is this Demon Dean?
I'm like, no, not. That's a lot later.
Like, trust and believe, you'll know. How many seasons actually ended with Dean dying? At least 3.
At least 3. Oh, see, there's season 3. There was season 8.
Season 9.
Wait, what was it? Season 8? Well, no, wait.
Season 9.
No, oh wait, so Demon Dean was beginning of season 10, right? And then, well, there was the one where we thought they died but they actually went to purgatory.
Yeah, that was the end of season 7.
Yeah. And then there's
season 15.
Season 15. Yeah.
So that's like 4-ish seasons.
But then he's died several times in between seasons as well.
Yeah.
Like,
they had to repeat some season finales every now and
then. Yeah. But I probably should have watched the finale episode to season 9, because I don't actually remember exactly how Dean dies.
He gets stabbed with an angel blade by Metatron.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I only remember that because that's when Cass is in Metatron's office, and it's the whole speech where Metatron has Cass tied down, and he's like, "That was your goal, right? To save Dean Winchester." And in that whole speech, he's like, "Well, guess what? He's dead too." And Cass's face you just see his heartbreak. And I remember watching the season 9 finale so vividly, because I had so many emotions in 10 seconds because we went between after a rousing speech, his true weakness is revealed. He's in love. And I was like, oh my gosh, here he comes. And I went, with humanity. I was like,
humanity.
And it cut to that clip of Misha at one of the convention where he goes, by humanity, you mean Dean?
That's exactly it, though. There's no mistaking it.
Yeah. And then, he gets stabbed, and I remember, just dying inside. And then the end of that episode where Crowley, wakes him up and he becomes a demon, and we all went, no!
No, Dean! Yeah.
What the Mark of Cain will do to you.
I don't actually remember having any feeling watching those episodes, because it was probably midnight, and I was just like, on to the next season, I guess. So after, so he dies, and then Sam goes and finds him, dead, and brings him back to the bunker. I don't know what he wanted to do with Dean.
What was the point?
He brought him back to the bunker, but they could have just set up a funeral and everything would have been good. But no.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably to salt and burn his body, but he could have done that there.
Yeah. But Sam is kind of irrational when it comes to planning his brother's funerals. So
irrational when it comes to his brother, period.
True. But yeah, so he wakes up in the bunker and just yeets himself out of there and goes to find, well, I guess he doesn't go to find, but I guess he ends up meeting up with Crowley.
Yeah. Hooking up with Crowley in more ways than one.
Yeah, because there's definitely some uh tension that is seen between Crowley and Dean. And not just the I'm gonna take your spot on the throne because you're an imbecile sort of tension.
Well, it's also confirmed more or less that they had orgies together, which
Yeah, pretty
is
much.
like, it's like that's not the kind of Dean is bi confirmation we wanted, but that's what we got.
That's what we got. Exactly. Yeah, okay. The first time I saw Demon Dean, I do remember feeling really, really awkward. Like it just felt looking at him was wrong. And I
Hmm.
have discovered that this is predominantly because his hair is swooped the different way.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
like
really weird.
it's so wrong, but so right.
Like it completely changes his look. And I think it stands up just the slightest bit more. But his Jansen does such a good job of just exuding the cockiness and the power and the I don't give a care in the world about what anyone thinks of me because I rule them or I'll kill them sort of energy.
Hmm.
It's
And here's the
just
thing.
a visceral character.
And the worst part about Demon Dean was Dean has never been happier than when he was a demon, just going, doing whatever he wanted to do with Crowley. He was so
Yeah.
happy. Like, I wanted him back to normal, but he was just so happy. Like, how could you want to end that?
I know, but there are some um notable things that we definitely do not like. And I actually remember taunting you with this when you were watching this episode, is that he doesn't care for the Impala.
Oh,
And
yes.
yeah, so when Sam goes and like catches him and locks him in the back and he says it's just a car. You just it's like a
I think I started
punch to the
crying.
gut.
I think I cried.
I think I like almost like I was like no. I
He
felt
went,
so heartbroken. I'm like, Dean.
it's just a car, Sam. And I went, but it's your car. It's like, that's your
It's
baby. What do you
babies.
mean it's just a car? Me and Sarge. It's just a car,
Me
Cass.
and
It's my
Subi.
car. I was writing earlier today. I and their conversation I was writing some earlier just so we can totally clear that up. Um
Yes.
and their pillow talk right now is Cass being worried about Jack going to school because of his sensory issues.
Oh yeah. That's really
Cass is
sweet.
worried. He's worried. Dean's just like, he'll be fine.
It'll be fine. I dealt with kids
Fine.
like this before.
He's like, he'll be fine. Also, I picked back up working on my Sabriel fic earlier.
Really?
She hates it. She hates Sabriel so much.
Ugh. No, it just doesn't. I get like there was a point in one episode where I'm like, oh, I see where they get it, but I still don't like it.
It okay, it had to like grow on me. I really didn't like it at first, especially when I first met Gabriel because I read Sabriel fics before I even met Gabriel. So,
Oh, really?
well, because it was in like they were just like featured in Destiel fics that I was reading.
Ah, I see.
So so I was like, oh, Sam and Gabriel, okay, okay. And I was and then I met Gabriel and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I'm a
Like the
Salmon
longer,
and Eileen shipper.
yeah. I do agree with the whole like Eileen is definitely the blurry wife. But
if only, yeah.
But I don't know. I like Sabriel. It just had to grow on me, which it took a while. I don't think I started liking Sabriel till I was on season 12.
I see.
Season 12, season 13. Took a while.
All right. When when Sam lost Dean, he kind of went cuckoo and was interrogating every single demon that he could find. And kind of went back to what I would kind of say is Soulless Sam, where he didn't really have much thought about what his actions were doing to, like, actual people, because he convinced that one man to make a deal with to sell his soul to the demons, and coincidentally Dean killed that man, which is a whole other point that we're gonna get to in a bit. But Sam was, I don't know, it was, first off, I'm mad at Jared for hurting his hand, or his twinging his elbow or whatever it was, his shoulder, because I really wanted to see a badass fight between Sam and Dean, because I don't think we've ever really gotten that since, like, the first episode. Like, there have been points where they fight, but they more just, like, tackle each other. I want, like, full on, they want to kill each other.
There was the season 5 finale, but that was really just Sam / aka Lucifer just beating the shit out of Dean. So it wasn't
Exactly,
really a fight
it's not.
because Dean refused to fight back.
Yeah. And Jared just had to mess it up. It was in the works, and he was just like, no, twinge my shoulder, can't fight.
Although it did lead to the most high stakes game of hide and seek I have ever seen.
Which was kind of awesome. Jensen had a lot of fun directing that episode. I'm so happy that Jensen directed that episode too. It turned out so good. I remember him talking about it and saying that, you know, he just wanted to have fun, and he had Dean grab a hammer instead of, like, a gun or a knife that Dean usually would be more acclimated with. No, he grabbed a hammer. He was going to bash Sam's head in. Which is just the kind of brutal that Demon Dean is.
I mean, it's effective, so I'll let him have it.
Exactly.
I wonder if Jared ever directed an episode. I don't think he did.
No, I don't think
I
so. Wait, I'm going to look that up. Let's see.
I know Misha did season 9, episode 17. And that was the only one he ever directed because he refused to direct after that. Because Jared and Jensen were so just, like, mean to him that whole day. It's not funny, but it's, like, kind of funny. Because they would, like, steal his director's notes and stuff and, like, just make it really difficult for him to just do his job.
Yeah. Kind of mean, but, you know.
Yeah, after that, he was like, I'm not directing ever again. Which I wish we could have had Misha direct, like, 15, 18.
That would have been awesome, honestly.
I mean, Richard did a really good job, but I think Misha would have really done well if he could have done it.
Yeah, looks like Jared didn't actually direct any episodes. He does direct Walker, I think. I'm pretty sure he's like the producer and the director and the main character. But
tell me you like to work for yourself without saying it.
And yeah, apparently Jensen is going to direct an episode on Walker. Yeah.
It's what I've heard.
Yeah. So Demon Dean. One thing that really shocked me, Sam got the guy to sell his soul, but Dean killed the guy. Okay, which was kind of shocking to me when I watched the episode. I actually do remember this. Is that, demons are supposed to be heartless, morally lacking creatures, and this dude's just talking about how men are not meant for monogamy and women are, and it was like such a sexist little rant that he was going on, and Dean was just like, I don't want to listen to this anymore, and just stabs him. Now you could chalk this up to him just being annoyed with him talking, but like,
well, I will say, when Dean went on that rampage, when he was under the control of the Mark of Cain, he also was he was like, the whole line about like, for the ladies or the fellas, I don't judge. Supernatural said gay rights, but only when you're a genocidal maniac. Because Cass did the same thing when he was God. He said, I am utterly indifferent to sexual orientation.
But like, it just kind of brings up the question, is Dean so eternally good that it went into his demon self? Or was it just, I don't even know how else to explain it. I mean, the dude, maybe he was just annoyed that the dude kept talking, but he got so annoyed at what he was saying. And so he was just like, this isn't right, and he just goes and stabs him.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I just really loved Demon Dean and everything that he was, because I was thinking about the karaoke scene just now.
Yes.
Just like shit-faced and singing karaoke in a bar.
I was thinking of that earlier. In the later seasons, Dean meets up with a friend and they sing like awesome karaoke. Granted, it also has a bi flag lighting in the back, which is hilarious. I love it so much. But like, Dean actually knows how to sing karaoke.
Yeah, and he's good at it.
Yeah, and he sings so badly in this.
Yeah. So we have on here the fight with his arch enemy, which I assume you're referring to Cole.
Yes, I didn't remember his name.
I only remember his god-awful accent. Don't even... Oh, I remember why they hated each other. John killed his dad.
No, Dean killed... No, I don't think it was... No, Dean killed his dad. He was on a hunt with his dad, but Dean and John were on a hunt together, and they tracked the monster down to his house, and they ended up killing him, and then Cole, as a youngin', saw Dean.
Right. I think John actually killed him, but he saw Dean and was like, oh shit, you killed my dad.
Yeah.
Which is like very Princess Bride of you, Cole. Very Princess Bride.
Freaking love that movie. But I actually really enjoyed that whole plot arc. He was annoying a lot, but it culminated in the Dean being an absolute badass when Cole was like pulling out all the stops to try and fight him. It's probably the hottest fight I have ever watched.
Yeah.
Can't really. I actually remember watching that episode and watching that fight scene like 4 times over before going on. It was it just hit the spot. But
Cole was like a rash, and he just wouldn't go away.
Yeah,
he kept popping up in later episodes where he was so irrelevant and just not necessary.
He didn't understand. The thing is, he didn't understand, like, the scope of what he was actually getting into. He didn't believe in the supernatural or even think about it at all when going after Dean. He was just a normal guy. Well, relatively normal guy with an arch nemesis. But then he goes and fights Dean, and he's like, I'm a demon. And he's like, what? And ends up getting knocked out. But then later I appreciate his determination, because then later in the season, after, Demon Dean is cured, he comes back to fight Dean and has all the equipment. He has the holy water, he has the whatever, but he did do his research just a bit, and then went and found Dean again to try and kill him. So, his tenacity was appreciated, but, he really didn't have much point. I did enjoy his story.
It gives me the same vibe as John and Azazel. It's the same vibe.
Yeah.
Because Cole had a daughter. Cole has a daughter.
He did. I forgot.
So he would, her and his wife, he would leave home for, weeks at a time to go find Dean to try to kill him. And, he would be on the phone with his, I remember this one scene, he was on the phone with his daughter. And I don't think we could hear her, but I remember him saying something along the lines of, I love you, I'll be home soon, I just gotta finish this, and then I'll be home. And I'm like, dude, it's so John Winchester to me. Abandoning your child and your family to go after a demon.
Yeah. To this point, he didn't know it was a demon. I hadn't really thought of it like that, but yeah, you're absolutely right. So, wait. I love the relationship between Crowley and Dean. Whether it be promance or romance, I don't really care. It just, the energy of it. I mean, Crowley had done the same thing with Cass, and, that blew up in his face. But now, they're not opposing forces. No, they're both demons. And Crowley was so happy to have a friend that he could just hang out with and not have to deal with, bossing him around. Because they respect each other. And then Dean came back and be like, nah, I'm a knight of hell. I'm taking your spot.
Yeah, he's like, actually, I'm a knight of hell. Kind of a big deal now. Gonna become the king of hell myself, and you can just go. And that's when Crowley was like, fuck, dude.
He looked so sad. He's like, no!
He's, so genuinely disappointed and, upset.
It was kind of heartbreaking. I've got to be honest.
I just felt bad because, Crowley deserved better.
He did.
Crowley got used to make the other one jealous and dumped by both parts of Destiel. Both Dean and Cass were romantically, bromantically, whatever, used him to make the other one jealous. And then once the other one was sufficiently jealous, they were like, okay, we're done now.
Yeah. We do get that amazing shot of with them at the bar, the two of them at the bar, and Crowley with the little umbrella.
And I think Dean had on a cowboy hat, if I remember correctly. I feel like
because
he
of
did. I
course.
feel like that's a very in-character thing.
It would be, honestly, though.
Also, the Dean having sex with that one girl in Crowley's bed at the beginning of one of those episodes. What a way to end. I think that was like introducing him like as Demon Dean and like not dead and whatever.
Yeah, I think I am.
And we're like, he was like, seriously, in my bed? And Dean's like, wow.
Well, yeah, I'm curious as to why they were in like a human bar in the first place and they weren't down in hell.
You're right. They just hung out in a bar.
They just hung out at a bar for weeks on end, and it just maybe they were having a little honeymoon. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. It was their little honeymoon. But I
Indulging
was
in.
watching a supernatural crack vid not too long ago. And by not too long ago, I mean like 20 minutes ago. And it was one of the clips they used was Crowley like talking to Dean about like them ruling side by side in hell, and he was like, we could make the perfect hell together. Like, that doesn't sound like a marriage proposal. I don't know what does.
Honestly, though, for Crowley, that would definitely be it.
It's like, be the king of hell with me, please, and thank you.
Yeah.
And that's how I met your mother, kids.
How did Crowley and Dean meet? It was early on.
Like the very first time?
Yeah, because I think, we first met him, he was just a salesman.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next time we see him, he's the king of hell. I think it was like it was around like it was in like the first 4 seasons. Like season 3 or season 4.
The earliest I can recall is towards the end of season 4.
I am gonna IMDb this shit. I
remember the earliest I remember is when Crowley made a deal with Bobby. And that's as far back as my memory goes.
Crowley. Okay. He was on from 2009, so that's season 4.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sad. He was around for so long.
Abandon All Hope, episode 10, season 4.
Mm.
Okay, yeah. And then he was in episode 20 and episode 21, Devil You Know and 2 Minutes to Midnight, in that same season. Wait, no, that was season 5. Season 5. Because they cross over from fall to the end of the year to the beginning of the year. But, they've come such a long way. And then Crowley goes and sacrifices himself for, to lock Lucifer in the apocalypse world. A+ character development, honestly. One of the most heartbreaking things about this whole plot arc of Demon Dean, for me, is them trying to cure Dean. And, they lock him in the sex dungeon, and they continually feed him, purified blood, and he's just wailing and howling. And the worst part is that Cass in the end, when they finally get him down and Cass is there, he's just like, I kind of get it. Humans, they experience so much, whether that be profound joy, but also immense pain. And sometimes it's just easier to be sometimes it would be easier to be a demon. Because, it's referenced earlier that when Cass was human, he'd be like, I just want to be an angel. Once, I think Dean died, or at some point, he's just like, I wish I could just be an angel. Because they just don't feel with such
like
dramatic
they don't feel
emotions.
At the same magnitude. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And that's exactly what this whole situation kind of really showed. It was heartbreaking, honestly.
And then so that's after they knock Dean out and get him actually to be tied down in the dungeon. But I was thinking about when Cass shows up right on time before Demon Dean either bashes Sam's head in with the hammer, or Sam slits his throat with the demon blade. He just runs up behind him, and all I can think about is the one blooper of Misha going, "Aloha, cowboy."
Aloha, cowboy. Which, if you Urban Dictionary that.
And then the blooper in the dungeon when they go, "Welcome back, Dean," and Sam goes, "Hey, why'd you chase me around with a hammer?" As much as Jared is a pain in the ass, sometimes he just gets those really good one-liners in. And you're like, damn, that was a good one.
Oh yeah, they just hit the spot sometimes. But I'm just so sad we didn't get I wanted more Demon Dean. Even Jensen said that he was like, I wish, he was asked if you could get any arc of the story for longer, what would you pick? And he'd be like, I wanted more Demon Dean. I think he could have explored a lot with that. And
as much as he wanted more purgatory.
Yeah.
He wanted more. Not only did he want to be in purgatory, he wanted to explore Dean and Cass's relationship in purgatory. Which is like, okay.
I mean, yeah.
You can act like you don't ship it, but he ships it.
Yeah. He just doesn't want to get on the bad side of anyone, I don't think. But I actually remember I knew that Purgatory was coming up for season 8. And the one thing that I was really sure on is that I didn't think they were going to be flashbacks. I thought that for a section of the for a whole section of the beginning chunk of season 8, we'd be getting whole sections of them in purgatory, and it would be just a part of the show. It wouldn't just be flashbacks, because then we'd be able to explore what it was like, the bond that was there, which I really would have enjoyed, because we would have gotten to see more Benny and more Cass and Dean. What was that look?
Just hot take. I don't like Benny.
Yeah, I don't think he was very important, honestly, though.
I didn't like him. His accent annoyed me.
I do, however, think that Purgatory was Dean's bi-awakening.
Oh yeah, him and Benny, they were purgatory boyfriends until they found Cass.
100%. Yeah.
But they were full on boyfriends, which Dean has a type. Brown hair, blue eyes.
A bit of an accent.
Just saying. Yeah. Yeah. But,
Pretty sure he was dark hair, blue eyes.
I don't know, I just really didn't like Benny. Not to say that I was glad when he died, but I wasn't exactly heartbroken.
Yeah, understandable. I mean,
I think what really did it for me with the not liking Benny, though, was the fact that Dean kept choosing him over Sam.
yeah.
Something about it really rubbed me the wrong way. Not to say
He was
Sam
playing.
never chose someone over Dean before, because obviously he chose Ruby over Dean, but
That was, substance addiction. And but I think that they were playing with the whole. Dean was like, I can have something private in my life. You don't have to know everything about me, which always it just kind of hit. It was wrong, for me, and he. I don't know. There's so much hypocrisy that goes on between everyone between specifically Dean and Sam, because they're like, we gotta kill monsters, but then they always find the exception, and then they always end up, fighting the other on whether or not you should kill the exception. And Dean always was the one who killed the exception, because he did the same thing. He did a thing with with Sam's little girlfriend from middle school. What was her name? Doctor Who.
I feel like her name was Melissa, but I feel like I'm making that up.
No, that's completely wrong. Oh. She's. No, it didn't.
Oh.
Gosh, I know exactly. Karen Gillan played gosh, the 13th. David Tennant. No, not David Tennant. Matt Smith. Wait, I'm sorry. This is awful. I'm sorry to any Doctor Who fans out there. Amy Pond! That was her name. Amy Pond. Yeah, Doctor Who, Whovians, please don't, come at me. I haven't exactly seen a whole bunch of the episodes. I do plan on it, but I haven't found the time, so don't come at me. Anyway, back to the point is that, Benny was the exception, and it just seemed completely wrong for Dean to be, for him. So there must have been a hella strong connection between the two of them for there to, be that off-characterness.
Yeah, and I mean, Dean did end up killing him, so I guess it stayed, in the line with his character.
True,
But that
yeah.
was when it came down to the wire of either I kill you or I let my brother die in purgatory.
Yeah.
Because he had to send Benny back to purgatory to get Sam. Which, I don't even remember why Sam was in purgatory in the first place, but I think it was stupid.
I forgot that he'd even gone. Wait, really? I feel so bad. Wait. Sam in purgatory.
I literally don't remember what the purpose of him going was.
In purgatory. Oh, to rescue Bobby. Why is Bobby in purgatory? Wait.
Oh, Bobby was in hell. But they had to go the long way to get back.
That makes sense.
Look at us go. We can remember plot lines.
Between the two of us, we know the whole show.
It's fine. We share 3 brain cells, so it's fine.
All of them are supernatural. and like half of one is Criminal Minds. I can definitely say that the whole of Deanmon Dean is a super complicated character.
Yeah, but he's so hot. Not to take away from the intricacies of Demon Dean, but he's so hot.
Honestly, though, yeah,
So pretty.
It's just a I don't really care sort of attitude.
Very nonchalant, very attractive.
Very Dom, which is very opposite of what which is like very opposite of what Dean is normally.
I'm thinking about the episode where they cured him.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking about Cass and Hannah on their way to the bunker, and Cass being like, "This mission, getting to Dean, is everything." That angel, one track mind.
Dean.
I think it was really sweet. I think
because
them getting there like right at the last second was kind of like cliche for me. I was like,
it's cliche for a reason, I guess.
Like, it was cliche, but like, what else were they gonna do? Like, if Cass got there with plenty of time to spare, like, then there's no suspense. But if he gets there too late, then Sam's dead. So it's like, well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you kind of sometimes have to fall on those cliches to, make a story feasible. But cliches are cliches for a reason. They are tropes, they are cliches for a reason because they do the job. And I mean, unless you get tired of cliches easily. I had a friend who, a while ago, who hated being able to predict stories. And I would argue with him all the time. But, cliches are just, there to help a story along. It doesn't mean you can't protect them, but they do help the story along at the very least.
Right. I went through a phase recently where I was like, I would be watching an episode and be like, this is what's going to happen next. And then it would happen and I'd be like, called it. I got a nice little... It's like watching Criminal Minds and being able to figure out who the unsub is before Spencer does.
Oh, another Criminal Minds reference, guys. We could go on about that. But you just, it makes it makes you feel real smart. You're like, I guessed it. I beat the algorithm. Or but then there are those times you're like, it just, I guess it depends on your mood, really. But I'll just end up in points where I just don't want to use my brain. And I could probably just plot out exactly what's going to happen in a episode, but I'm like, I just want to experience this for like I was some alien and I had no idea what was going on, so I'll be super numb in the brain and I'll just watch. I'd be like, huh.
Every time I would watch an episode for the first time, I would think I knew where it was going, and then it totally went the opposite direction.
That's some good writing right there. Granted.
Not to say that it went the opposite direction in a good way, it just went the opposite direction.
True. Yeah.
Looking at you, season 15. Looking at you.
My memory of season 15 as a whole is almost non-existent. I remember some of the beginning. I honestly, for me, in my head, it just seems like it's 8 episodes, not 20.
Because the rest of them are kind of irrelevant.
Yeah. It was just kind of weird. I don't know. I don't think I can really say anything on season 15 until I watch it again, which is probably not going to happen for a very long time because I cannot. Yeah, I'm not going to do that to myself, but from what I remember, I'm just saying, it's like 8 episodes, not 20. Anyway.
I think there are 4, like, relevant episodes in season 15.
I'm not even counting the episode 20 as one of them. Really. It's not even really relevant.
So the only relevant ones...
18, 19. And then...
Episode 3, episode 6, and then 18, 19, 20. Yeah.
Yeah. Where's which one's the one you say 3 and 6. I'm like, which is the one where Rowena dies?
3.
That's 3? Okay.
Yeah, because that's the divorce episode as well.
Divorce?
Dean and Cass get divorced. The title of the episode is literally breaking up in French. All right, well, I have been Cass.
And I have been Arya, and thank you for listening to this episode of Wayward Sisters. If you even got this far, thank you. Make sure to check us out on our social medias, on Instagram and Twitter at Wayward Sisters Pod. We have updates there. We can, talk and get your input on topics that we can discuss for you guys. So, next week's episode is Cassifer. So be sure to go and check that out next Friday. And we will see you then.